For this first episode, we're going to be comparing augmented reality versus virtual reality. So first, we'll dive into augmented reality, which is a technology that superimposes a computer-generated image on a user's view of the real world, thus providing a composite view. Now that definition is kind of confusing, so really when thinking of AR, think of like Pokemon Go, where the animation is generated by the app, but it's still kind of in the real world. The same goes for Snapchat. As you can see, the animation is in the real world. But the uses of AR are far more than just games and social media. In this video, you see AR is used as a measuring tool, which can be really handy for most people. This other example shows augmented reality can be used for maps, which can give people clear directions as to where to go in their real environment. This is one of my favorite examples of augmented reality's uses, because almost everybody uses some kind of map service, and AR in this example makes these services easier to use, since you don't have to stare down at your screen and try to understand where you are in relation to the 2D map. Instead, you can just bring up your phone and it'll show you exactly where to go in relation to your actual physical surroundings. So now we can see the real usage that AR provides. It's no longer some gimmick. It can be of real use to people, which is why big corporations are very interested in this technology. IKEA made an app that allows users to place furniture in their rooms virtually to see how it looks. Now IKEA developed this using Apple's newest developer framework called ARKit. Most of the examples I showed you before use this framework. Even Google has come up with their own ARKit competitor called ARCore. Now, virtual reality is a different story. It is a computer-generated simulation of a three-dimensional image or environment that can be interacted in a seemingly real or physical way by a person, using special electronic equipment such as a helmet with a screen inside or gloves fitted with sensors. This definition is also kind of confusing. So really, VR is when you put on a headset and it immerses you in a whole different world. The first example people think of when it comes to virtual reality is gaming. In this Apple keynote, it shows someone in a Star Wars universe type game where they can interact with the environment and experience that world as if they were really there. As you can see in the Dude Perfect video, the guys are swinging the controllers as if they were swinging real baseball bats. In traditional video games, the way you would do this is by moving the joysticks. VR provides a whole new level of immersion. But besides video games, VR can do so much more. It can be used for education to further engage kids in otherwise boring classrooms, or even help people in the military overcome PTSD by putting them in that situation that triggers them in a controlled environment. And then a medical professional can counsel them through their emotions. This is a great way to do therapy. So now we can see the clear differences between the two realities. Virtual reality isolates you from the real world and puts you in an entirely new one. And augmented reality just adds digital animations that overlap the real world. As of right now, AR looks to be more applicable in the real world, as all you need for it is your smartphone, and people usually still want to interact with other people. VR, on the other hand, needs controllers and headsets and completely isolates you from your surroundings. It can be a great tool for some, but probably won't be used by all. This quote from Apple's Vice President Greg Joswiak is really telling. Here, watch.
Well, I think augmented reality to us is a lot more exciting, actually. You know, virtual reality generally requires you to have to get a headset, a dedicated device, seal yourself off from the world. And even though they both have the word reality in it, they're very different, right? Augmented reality, you're in the real world. You're in your living room placing that couch. You're taking the digital assets from the app and placing it in the real world. It's almost the opposite, if you will. We think there's just such broader application of augmented reality.
That pretty much sums up the differences between augmented and virtual reality. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.